meeting. Looks like it has a number of quite.
It's recording you right now because it's live streaming. So go ahead and go into your introduction.
All right, so now, all right, we're live. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that.
Aren't you?
Okay.
Go ahead and introduce. Go ahead and tell them what we're doing.
Roughing on my side. I don't see any of y'all, though. You might be able to see me. Oh, there we go. Okay.
It's recording you right now.
Okay, great.
So go ahead and go into your introduction. So turn that volume down so you don't have to. So get out of YouTube. So that way, and just focus on the Zoom aspect. We'll come back to YouTube. You can close that page out. That way, we don't hear any. And introduce. Go ahead and tell them what we're doing.
Okay.
And introduce us.
This is I don't see any of y'all, though. You might be able to see me.
So close out that window. Close that browser out. Close it down. Like exit out.
Right there.
It's recording you right now. So go ahead and go into your introduction. So turn
There we
that
go.
volume down so you don't have to. So get out of YouTube. So that way, and just focus on. It's playing back, Bob. Go ahead and close that page out, please, so we don't have to worry about. And introduce. Go ahead and tell them what we're doing. Close out the window, the browser.
This is you mean right here.
So close out that.
I do. It said goes out the browser. Are you there? I hear somebody.
I'm here. See, that's the thing. You don't know if you're hearing me live or if you're hearing the playback.
No, I think that's you live, but now I done closed out the browser. I done closed everybody. Everybody's gone.
The whole thing stopped. You said close out the browser.
Now I gotta open it back up. But how?
No, you don't have to open it back up. Just make sure that you go back to your YouTube. I mean, to your Zoom, and we're still recording live right now.
Okay.
Yes, because Baba, I'm watching you right now live.
Yeah, but
on my phone, so be conscious of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I must have closed it out because I don't hear any feedback.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So now come back to the Zoom and let's do our show.
Well, you are on Zoom right now. So when you say that, it's a little confusing. So.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, you need to be looking at Zoom where you can see all of us.
I am. I'm looking.
Then you're in the right place. Let's go ahead and do the show. YouTube would take care of itself.
Peace, family. This is our first show of the Divine Genius Academy Study Group, and we're studying. We decided to go live to give everybody an opportunity to get the last 6 chapters of The Play of Consciousness, which is the book we're studying. Next book we'll be studying is volume 19 of the I Am Presence on supply. Right now, we have in the top left, if on my left, Brother Diamond. Underneath him in the bottom left is Mother Naima. Right in the middle is Faithful Kellyanne. Bottom right is Brother Baba Hannibal. And my name is Laji Selassie. And we're studying the book written by Swami Muktananda Paramahansa, The Play of Consciousness. This is what we're studying. This class is about teaching anyone who wants to know. Any ethnicity, all races, beings of light or beings who have the dim light and wants that make that light much greater and brighter. This is a study group for that purpose. And this is what we'll be doing, among other things. This is our first presentation, our first recording, and all are welcome. In fact, we welcome anybody to come. If there's room, you can even join our panel. And if you want to be part of the light, and to study God, to study more specifically, how does an ordinary person become God conscious, become the Christ, to become the Buddha, to become the Trinity? to become the mighty I am presence. That's what this is about. And it will expand and become tighter and greater and filled with more light and wisdom. And we're inviting anyone who wants to be part of this light to join us and travel the path. Today we're on chapter 37 in the
36.
36, the book of player consciousness. This is a picture of the book of player consciousness, Bob's experiences, and it's called The Student's Awareness in the World.
You know what? Real quick, Babalaji. I think it would be so impactful and powerful for you to give just a little background on who you are, and who the author of this powerful book is, and what's your relation to him.
Okay. This is Swami Muktananda Paramahansa. It's a picture of him here. And this is the book that he wrote, Play of Consciousness, letting us know about consciousness and the play that we're in right now. Each and every one of us is in the play of consciousness. And I met Baba in 1976 in New York, upstate New York. And he asked me to come with him to India. And we lived in the ashram there, and it was the most powerful experience I have yet to experience. It's the most powerful time, most wonderful. It was so wonderful. I would say on a daily basis, if life here is this good, how much better could heaven possibly be? Living with a spiritual master, living with a godlike being. When Baba passed, Guru Mai took the seat, and she's now our divine mother guru, guiding us on the path. And I give all praises and respect and honor to her, as well as all the siddhas in the siddha lineage. We are students of the knowledge, moving toward perfection. We're doing our best to get there. And so this platform is to speak of it, to think of it, to share our experiences, and hopefully to attain greater and greater light. And through this knowledge, we can prepare ourselves. I don't want anyone to think that study alone will get you to God, because it's not. It'll guide you, but there are the practices. They're perfecting your divine character and personality, changing yourself after you pray, after you do the creeds, after you're doing meditation and guru seva, or service to humanity. After you do all that, you still have to say, I'm going to stop lying. I'm going to stop criticizing, condemning. I'm going to stop all the wretched qualities. This is the task. And this is what we're all looking to do. We'll get better at this as we go along. Some of us are not as sharp with the technology as others. That includes myself. And this is what this forum is about. And as I said initially, we welcome anyone who wants to be a part of this. You can get the information. We'll have that information up at another time. And in fact, you can call me. My number is 470-775-6998. If you're really interested. Like I said, that's why I gave my number, because I don't always check my email, and I'm not the sharpest knife in the technology drawer. So we can begin now. We good? So
we're good.
Kellyanne is going to be, we call her Faithful Kellyanne because she's faithful, loyal, and devoted to the knowledge. If it's something she can learn to improve herself, she's the newest member of our group. She's going to be there every day.
Yes.
Got the title Faithful. And so she's going to start on page 227. And
thank you, Babalaji. I appreciate it. Yes, as you say, I am an aspiring ascended master, and I'm just taking this opportunity to be amongst those who can teach me and give me a better understanding of how to live and move as a student, as a ascended master student. This chapter for me, every week, Babalaji assigns us a chapter, and and I have been assigned chapter 36 of the Play of Consciousness, the Siddha's Students' Awareness in the World. And the words Siddha is defined as realized master. So this is really about us looking at this process of becoming ascended masters. And the theme of this chapter gives us a reflection on what it takes to be a quality student of this process. And we look at as becoming a student, a quality student, we're looking at humility, devotion, pure ascension, discipline. And this is what this chapter will go into. It will also go into the relationship between our guru and the students, and that relationship that becomes trusted and allows us to surrender, opens us up to grace. It allows us to take steps to respect the guru's words and to avoid ego-driven actions. And so this chapter will take us into the path of transforming from a student into ascended master and the things that are required in order for us to adopt those principles. And for me, it's all about stillness and embodying those elements of ascended master. So I am a little neurodivergent dealing with some issues. So Babalaji has offered to help me read, but I will begin my reading as best I can and deliver the message and allow the team, my fellow students, to chime in with reflections. Okay. Dear Siddha students, I've been telling you over and over again that the world is nothing but the play of Christ. Christy. Shitty. When Shitty, playful expresses herself in the form of universal consciousness, she becomes the world, vibrating and creating innumerable world forms. It is the divine consciousness alone, luminous, absolute, and free-willed, that flashes forth in the form of numerous worlds. When through the yoga of meditation, the Siddha students attains the knowledge of Shitty, he sees the entire world, inner and outer, as her play, sees her vibrating in every action, and finds supreme joy in all the works and activities. This is because through his insight, the Siddha student is constantly and completely aware of the expansion of Shitty. He knows that everything what happens in the world, because it is the flowing of Shitty and is Shitty. With I know. I know.
Chitty.
Shitty. With this knowledge that everything in the divine Shitty, he understands that the inner satisfaction that comes even from each mundane thing, as eating, drinking, and enjoying yourself, is a blissful impulse of Shitty. Shitty.
Like chit chat vilas, chitty.
Chitty. Please forgive me. I know it sounds different. And so he himself becomes full of bliss, with a mind made pure through meditating on Shitty. He realizes that the enjoyment arises from the sense of pleasure appropriate to his particular stage in life, is no different from Shitty.
You're using an S when you should be using a C.
City.
Chitty.
Sorry, Chitty. Now, only this, just as we feel satisfied and happy in his enjoyment, of the pleasures of the senses, so the enjoys a bliss when he is without him. Such a yogi of the world sees everything of the world as doing of chitty. He understands that the movement and the throb in everything in this vibration of bliss chitty. And thus his mind becomes completely satisfied, as the state of satisfaction is continuously being consolidated through the strength of the contemplation. His mind gradually sheds into doubt and imaging, and the light of the supreme bliss spreads within him. So I'm going to allow Babalaji to take over from here, because I think I need that support.
Okay. When one experiences the joy that spreads from the savor arising from the pleasure of eating and drinking, one should contemplate the perfect condition of that joy. Then one will become saturated with great bliss. When a yogi identifies himself with the incomparable joy of song or other things, this concentrates yogi becomes one with that joy. Whenever the mind finds its satisfaction, let it be concentrated on that. In every case, the true nature of the higher bliss will shine forth. The truth is that suffering is not knowing the Lord God who pervades the world, while happiness is knowing him. Dear Siddha students, you are conscious, all pervasive and perfect. The universe is not at all different from you. What is it that you want to renounce? What are you running after to possess? There is nothing in the world but you. It is you who pervades the universe, who are the perfect and underlying principle. There is no difference between you and the world. There is no duality. You fill the world. You fill the whole universe without differentiation. You are the serene, imperishable, and pure Kundalini, the light of consciousness. There never was and never will be any ignorance in you. You are the play of universal consciousness. You are not rajastic or tamastic. You are not dominated by any particular element. You are nirguna and saguna, God without form and God with form. You are the untainted and unchangeable play of pure consciousness. Golden bangles, bracelets, anklets, and necklaces are all gold in the same way. The world born from the blossoming forth of Shakti, of Parashiva, is nothing other than consciousness. The effect cannot run counter to the cause.
Oh wow! I'm wondering after that, what else could be said? I see we got more paragraph to go through, but what could be said after that powerful, saying? Another thing I'm finding too is that in this, the definition of chitti is still unfolding, and so it's sounding more like, instead of expansion of chitti in the world. It sounds more like awareness of true self is what it sounds. It's starting to sound more like that. Because remember, before I was thinking it was synonymous with spirit itself, but now it's sounding more like the identification with the true self, with the true God self.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you. So how close am I to that realization?
I want to go refer back to this, to the raw material, where they said, well, what is God and who is God, right? And these beings who were in Egypt at that time, I would advise everybody to check out the raw material. It's like five volume work. And they said infinity became conscious. I mean, there's various other expressions of the beginning of time and God, and so forth and so on. I just particularly like this because, nothing exists before infinity, because infinity is all existing. But when they said infinity became conscious, that made me think, wow, now that's deep. All right, anyway, from there they go, and then consciousness began moving. And then it began moving at such a rate that sound came out of the speed at which consciousness moved. And then within that speed, or rather within that sound from moving, like you could even take your hand and, do it real fast and you hear like a whooshing sound, like a whoosh, right? Or almost any object. And out of the sound came light. And within the light was DNA. Chiti is the movement that everything comes out of, right? So consciousness is moving. What we're really talking about is two aspects of the same thing, right? Two aspects of the same thing. Once it begins to move, right? Now Chiti is in existence. And there's where the sound comes out. And what is Chiti? The consciousness of God. What is Chiti? Chiti is consciousness. Chiti is consciousness. And like they say in the raw material, and out of that sound came light. And within that light was DNA. And everything manifested in that way. If you go into other systems, or even the Vedic system, they're expressing it another way, but they're all going back to everything is coming out of Chiti. And Chiti is the divine mother. And where is she coming out of? Consciousness. What is consciousness? Then I guess you could call that the divine father. And this is the play. And the play is, we could just sit back here and just be, in a blissful state and unexistent, or in the unexistent or expressive state. But we wanted to play. So what could we play but consciousness? So thus the title of this book, The Play of Consciousness. And everything that goes on within consciousness is the play. And like I had said to the group many times, it's like playing Ring Alivio. We decide that we're going to abide by the rules of the game. The game is not real. The game is just for our entertainment, for our fun. And Ring Alivio is an old game for those who may be listening and might be so old that you remember that game. But, you get on the base and you got one team and one goes out to capture the other team. And you're abiding by these rules, or you play basketball and you abide by the rules, or you play baseball and you abide by the rules. But this is a whole nother game. This is a game where the infinite takes birth and lives certain destinies. And you give up all your power and consciousness, or rather a great deal of your omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. And you decide to play the game of a human being, or a horse, or a roach, or a gnat, or a mosquito, or all that we see, or a planet, or a galaxy, or a universe. And this is the play. But once you begin to play this game, you have to abide by the rules. And you can't say, you actually can say, I want out. And the way out is getting back to what you originally was, which was God, which is the Trinity, which is your mighty I am presence, which is consciousness. So as we go through the end of this book, we'll be talking about some of these terms, which I realize is foreign. And I'd like y'all to forgive me, because we just decided that we'll open this to everybody. And we've gone through already 227 pages. So the next book that we will be reading will be volume 19 of the I Am Presence. We already read and went through in the study group format, volume 1, 2, and 3, Unveiled Mysteries, Unveiled Mysteries.
The Magic Presence.
And thank you, Brother Diamond. And I Am Presence, volume 3. This next book we're going to be studying is volume 19. So I'm mentioning this to everyone listening and who wants to be involved to get that book. And you can get it from the St. Germain Foundation. And you can look that up online and find it there. So Let's continue. So we're in the first paragraph on page 229. And we'll get to the next paragraph. And Brother Diamond, you could read that one if you don't mind. And if after that, Baba Hannibal 231, if you'd like to take it from the top. But I'll finish this page here. Dear students, wherever you look, whatever you see is all your own life. Nothing is different from you. You are present in everything. You should not think of such distinctions as I am here and I am there. Instead, your constant meditation should be the thought, I am everywhere. I am the self of all. Nothing other than you exist in the world. The Shiva Sutras say, Swakti Prabhocha Vishvam. The universe is the expansion of one's own power. The illusion called the universe has arisen in you solely through your own mental impurities. Worship Goddess Chitti, and as you become free from impurities, the universe will appear as a resting place of Chitti. You are pure consciousness, and you are pure reality. The whole visible universe is a vibration of you. Why are you afflicted when there is no reason for it? Everything is saturated with Chitti. You were real in the very beginning. You are real now, and you will remain real forever. You do not actually come and go. You are not in bondage. So there is no question of being liberated. Chitti does everything. So how can you be the experiencer? You are everywhere in your fullness. You are the ever blissful reality. Do not let your mind get caught up in the conflicts of desires and doubts. Understand that these two are vibrations of Chitti and let them dissolve in her. You should understand that there is perfection even in what may appear to be imperfect. Let your desires become filled with Chitti and so live your life without desire. You want to take it from there, Brother Diamond?
Indeed. Mm-hmm. So let the object of meditation in the heart become all-pervading. Let it spread everywhere. The self is forever perfect. Realize that and make the mediator the object of meditation, of meditation. Let the meditator the object of meditation. Since there is no other, what is there to meditate on? See your own glory everywhere and so fill your mind with peace. You may have spent your whole life reflecting on the meaning of the scriptures or teaching people about the 6 schools of philosophy or preaching sermons. But as long as you have not become one with Chitti, your fear will never leave you. When the differentiating mentality that sees I and mine is burned away in the fire of meditation, you will find supreme and undying bliss. You can perform any number of noble deeds, enjoy any number of pleasures, go into samadhi 1,000,000 times. But as long as you are different from Chitti, you will never achieve release from bondage. When you merge with Chitti, you will find undying joy. I have to do this. I shouldn't do this. I have done this much. This much is left to be done. Free yourself from all these dualities. Give up religious bigotry. Renounce your desires, even the desire for liberation. Give up all expectations and enter into the repose of Chitti. In her, you will find unconditional peace and undying happiness. A man who renounces sense objects cannot forget his antagonism toward them. A man who embraces them becomes bound by his love for them. Beloved set of students, Do not become attached to sense objects, and do not become disgusted by them. Only then can you become Muktananda, one who possesses the joy of freedom, unentangled in conflicts and dualities, enjoying everlasting peace. As long as possession and renunciation control you, you will still be bound to the world. While they exist, the world will exist for you. But a man who forgets about possession and renunciation goes beyond worldly existence. Neither renounce possession, renunciation, nor accept it. Become absorbed in your inner reality. Think of the world as the play of Chit Shakti. And threw them words together there and confused me. Okay, Chit Shakti. And find true peace. If you can always be aware of Chitti when you are hearing, seeing, touching, smelling, eating, drinking, waking, and sleeping, you will never be depressed or sad. Such a Siddha student is perpetually liberated. The wise, I'm sorry.
Baba Hannibal is going to take the top from the top of here.
Okay.
The wise man is undetached like the sky and never at any time allow his mind to become agitated, has perfected the meditation, for he has become one with Chitti. He is extremely fortunate. The man who is asleep to the world, but awake to contemplation of the self, will enjoy supreme bliss forever. The Siddha student who is filled with eternal bliss, with Muktananda, with Nityananda, is fully worthy. He is great. The Siddha student who knows his true nature and remains absorbed in the self, who lives in close contact with his inner being and find contentment there, who feels either distaste for crowds nor any special taste for solitude, is a great and holy center of pilgrimage.
Can we comment? Is it okay to comment in this part?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if Babalaji, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I see here is he's eloquently laying out the renunciation, or I can say the need for non-biasness, not be biased one way or the other, not to have any preferences, which is a very profound lesson, because that is human nature, or even when human nature is tied and identified with ego, that we have to choose one thing or the other. But he's saying here, like, we are everything. And so there is nothing to choose. It's just about being. So am I getting this right, Babalaji?
Yes, you are. We've done a lot of, we started from the beginning of the book, and I'm seeing as we're doing this program, someone who's coming to the end of the book where we are right now, may be a little thrown off if they haven't read this before. And Siddha students from Siddha Yoga, the Siddha Yoga Foundation would know these things, but for the most part, no one else. We're still talking about the play of consciousness. We're talking about, and Baba is telling us the Siddha students' awareness in the world and how we should be seeing the world. That this is a manifestation of ourself, that everything that we're seeing is ourself. The one became many, gazillions, not even trillions or any infinite number. We became all. And we're playing this game, the game of what? The game of life, the game of consciousness, because everything is consciousness. He is saying, seeing big or small, black or white, this or that, it's It's you're that too. Whatever it is that you're seeing, you are that. And here it is. So you're making a comment or you're asking a question, and the question is, put it to the public again. The question is what?
So in all that he's saying, he's admonishing us to give up biasness, give up the idea of duality, and to remain basically without attachments to one side or the other, or one thing or the other, and to just experience being, because we are everything and everything is us.
Yes, and this is what he's saying, and it comes down to this: it's part of the practice. The more you realize, and I saw something today. It's the most horrific thing, but I didn't say to myself, you know what? There I went doing this horrible thing. Although it's some other person, some other place in the world, we are still that. Everything that's going on here, we are that. A rusted nut in the bridge, that's us. The bridge is us. The water that it will take one person from one side of that expansion to the other is us. Life is us. We should not be thinking because someone else did something that someone else is not us. It's all us. We're playing. We within 500 million seeds that produces one life. That 500 million conscious seeds comes from us. Each one of those seeds could germinate another life, but it's coming out of us, right? And so is every grain of sand on the beach, every flick of light coming from the sun is still us. That's what he's saying. And to see it like this, to see everything as us, to see everything like this is part of the process. This is part of the technique of getting back to your real self, your God self, along with mantras, along with chanting, along with decrees, along with meditation, along with everything that we do. This is still the play of consciousness. It's the high-powered game, and we can end it by getting out. And the way we get out is we become the God self within. We become the Siddha master. We become the ascended master. We become what we really are. And that's the game. The game is, now that you reduce yourself to this state of consciousness, right? Get out of the game by becoming fully realized conscious beings, where you know that all this that we're seeing is us. All this is us, everything. Your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your enemies, the people that are playing the game to hate you, right? Like if you're in America, it's the whites that hate you. If you're in China, it's the Japanese. And all this game, all this stuff, they are you. It's all us. This is the game that we decided to play because we was tired of just being in the blissful state as one thing. Now that one thing divided itself into many, many, many things. And we decided to play a game. And we have to abide by the rules. And we set up the universe. Chitti set up the rules that once you take on this game, you have to play by the rules because the rules are within you. They will manifest. Someone said, and oftentimes we hear that people get mad with God. They get mad with God because God did this, God did that. And I remember we were in the ashram, and Baba made this statement. He said people often get mad with God about how their life turned out, or how this one died, or that one died, or any other thing, or what difficulties they experience in life. And Baba said, people often get mad at God, and what's really going on is God just gives us the fruits of our own actions. And the fruits always correspond to the action. So as we do what we do, we're going to get the fruits of that. And then someone could probably say, well, look at Jesus. He came here and did nothing but good. And look at how they treated him in the most horrible way. And look at Afra, the Christ of the African continent. Look at everybody who comes to this planet, which from what we hear, Earth is the most wicked planet in the universe. And the study of it will completely reveal that fact. But We are here for a purpose. We have a destiny. When we took the birth, we have a destiny. Sometimes we get, we're in a situation where if we do this, we would go that way. And if we do that, and if we do that, we go that other way. It's still a play. And if you want out, this game that we're playing right now on the screen, even though we come to the end of the book, this is the way out. This is the way. Prayer, decrees, chanting, meditation, Guru Seva, repetition of mantra and decrees. This is part of the way out. And then perfecting your character and personality, perfecting your love. And if you're having a problem, like Napoleon Hill said in Think and Grow Rich, ask for guidance, because you're always connected to your Trinity. You're always connected to your mighty I am presence. Ask for guidance. You know, you want to get out of this game? Ask God to send you a master. Ask God to send you an ascended master. And you will get that. Only thing is, when you do get that, obey. Obey. Obey the teachings that you get.
And can I also add to that, Dayamun? For me, as I have seen it in the other segments of the meditations, the emphasis of the detachment and the inquiry that you raise, the point that he, I believe, is highlighting again, and that he has highlighted throughout the text from the very beginning. I always think it's so important for us to kind of bring any listener, whether they have read the book or not, we who have can always give an overview summation of what we have grasped. And the point that he's making from the very beginning of the first part of the book is the importance of oneself God realization. And he emphasizes that in that very, at the close of that very paragraph, and at the beginning of the last of that next paragraph on page 241, he says at that very paragraph that you asked the inquiry of Babalaji, that this is the holy center of a pilgrimage, right? And then he opens up that next paragraph and says, the whole world is simply an illusion.
Yes.
The whole world is simply an illusion from the point of view of the ultimate reality. It is the play of Chitti. And it is our intimate relationship in understanding that we are the God that is in that play with Chitti. And that, you know, by inference, we are those who came forth to be the creators of what you see in the world. See, so the importance of the God realization of oneself in a play with the Shakti, Shakti, Kundalini, and Para Shiva consciousness is what I think Baba here is emphasizing. And he reinforces that in that paragraph that I will continue to read. Is that all right?
Yes.
Listen.
I have one question, please.
Okay.
On page 230, in the middle of that first main paragraph, it says, renounce your desires, even the desire for liberation. So when we pray for liberation or ascension, is that necessary according to what this statement is saying? I'm not sure I'm clear on what this actually means here.
I would say that, again, when we start with the beginning of the book, we see that every page after he discloses Babalaji how awful he was with all those women that served him, and he apologized. So never feel bad about how awful we have all been, because he seemed to have made that the very first thing he wanted the students to know. He was saying, I don't even know. He had to say, I don't even know why all this anger was in me and everything like that. I'll fuss at them if my breakfast was 15 minutes late, or if it was too cold or too hot. And I was just awful. And he apologizes. So I think, Mama Naima, that what he is again saying, when you follow that these are different states of his experiences of meditation in the Loka state. Remember, he's still in all of these meditations, all of these unfoldments are still taking place in his state of Tantra Loka. So he's going through the various states of Tantra Loka. Remember, he's also traveling in the blue crystal, which is his blue vehicle. He's traveling through Chitti-Chata universe and saying that we are that whole universe. We are that whole universe in this play of consciousness. So detachment is something that we can easily do when we know that we are the creator of that illusion. It's just a question of decomposing that illusion. Once you see, well, that's another one of my plays of consciousness. Let me just decompose that.
I see.
And when you decompose it, you are automatically detached from that particular illusion that you created, right? But I think what is leading up to in that paragraph on page 230, what he's leading up to is what his closing hypothesis is, that he sets forth that it's your holy center pilgrimage. You're the one on a pilgrimage. You're the one seeing these illusions, these experiences, your senses, your perceptions, right? Are what you're seeing in this illusion is going in. And Dea Moon probably really loved that part where you can start talking about the psyche, of how the brain and how you perceive it. And then it's
exactly that's the position I want to talk about.
Yeah. And so I think, but then he closes that paragraph on that it's your pilgrimage. You have the power to detach. You have the power to not get him, as long as you have the full realization of yourself as God consciousness. Remember, Maya and Guru Maya says in that paragraph that we repeated several times, know that you are the universe and the universe is you, that yourself is all of that, and that you are in this play with Chitti Chati Shakti power, the Kundalini Shakti power, Chitti and Shakti with power Shiva. And as long as you are in that play of consciousness, you will see that I can now pick up on, if it's okay with you, Mother.
Well, is it okay? I wanted to express my position on that as well, if that's fine.
Yes.
Okay. So my position on that too is greatly said by the great Reuben Hurricane Carter. It's quoted from the movie The Hurricane. He said, basically, they can entrap my body, but they can't imprison my mind. And so I'm not needing anything that they can, in their hatred, deprive me of. So here I am releasing my attachments from everything. So they cannot, hold me in bondage is a state of mind, no matter where you are. So there is no need to desire liberation when liberation is a state of mind, just like bondage is a state of mind. And so the trick here is to never allow yourself to be in bondage. And so, because if you're desiring, which is an emotional attachment to something, if you're desiring liberation, you are also acknowledging bondage. So where you are in your mind, presently you are in bondage. That's the only thing that's keeping you in bondage. You know, so the whole thing is, it's just like when I showed you guys that picture of my daughter and myself on that roller coaster at Universal Studios, how we were terrified when we were going down that drop, but there was a lady behind us, a little girl behind us who was in bliss. So it's a state of mind. We were so concerned about this drop and whether or not we can handle the G forces, but this girl behind us, she liberated herself, and her experience was, this is bliss for me, but it was terrifying for me and my daughter, as you can see the look on our faces. So it's always about the state of mind. And I think this is what he's saying. We can liberate ourselves because it's all a play of consciousness. We are the consciousness that's in play and that's in motion at any time. It's us, and we are us, and we are the experience itself. So we can never be in bondage. So there's no need to ever desire liberation. So that's the way that was my position on it.
And I get that. But Babalauji, so in your morning prayer, what my question is what is the point of the ascension prayers or liberation? Is that for you to make sure that you don't think of yourself as in bondage? Or, I'm just trying to figure out the point of saying them if this sentence is saying what it's saying.
It's like, let me go to this sentence and let me pull out whatever jewels might be in there that I could expound upon. Now, we're in the middle of the first paragraph on 230, right?
No, we're at the beginning of we're at the first paragraph on 231.
Not that's where we're picking up at, Baba Harold. He's talking about what we're referring to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. In the middle of 230.
Where he's saying, renounce your desires. And the key here is renounce. Renounce desires, even the desire for liberation. Give up all expectations and enter into the repose of Chidi. In her, you will find non-conditional peace and undying happiness. A man who renounces sense objects cannot forget his antagonism toward them. Wait a minute, that don't sound right. A man who renounces sense objects cannot forget his antagonism toward them. A man who embraces them becomes bound by his love of them. Beloved city students, do not become attached to sense objects and do not become disgusted by them. So only then can you become Muktananda, the consciousness of bliss, one who possesses the joy of freedom, unentangled in conflict and duality. Enjoy everlasting bliss. What he's saying?
I get it.
Huh?
I get it.
What he's saying here is renounce everything. That don't mean give up your wife. That don't mean give up your mansion or give up your money but renounce it. Renounce your attachment to it. Renounce your attachment to liberation. You're going for it. Keep doing what you got to do. Renounce even your children. That don't mean you don't keep feeding them. That don't mean you don't keep housing them or teaching them about God or whatever it is your duties are to doing. Do your duties and renounce your attachment to that. In the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Mahabharata, Lord Krishna was telling Arjuna, and Lord Krishna is not blue like the show. Lord Krishna looks like the black god I got over here. Anyway, I'm just saying that for people because most of the time you'll see depictions of Lord Krishna, they're showing him in blue. He is black. Krishna means black. Nonetheless, that doesn't make that black and white to renounce your attachment to somebody being black. Renounce your attachment to Egypt being black because they were identifying with Atlanteans and Lemurians. They weren't identifying to anything African. Nonetheless, and now I'm getting out.
They are moon.
Now,
yes, sir.
Like black and white.
Say it again.
I said it's They Are Moon slogan. Dark and white. I mean, It's not about black and white. It's about dark and light.
Indeed.
That was
Indeed.
brilliantly prefaced there when you said that.
So
thank you, Baba.
You stay attached to something, you just don't let it go. But when you let it go, it blossoms, it blooms. Like planting a seed in the ground and just like, damn, how long is this gonna take for the seed to come out? You know what I'm saying? I put it in how long? Give it some sunlight, give it some water. You know, let it be. It's gonna come out a tree, a flower. This renounce attachment. What he's saying, the key word here is renounce. And it's the first word, renounce. And just, you know, as you do your service, right? Service to God, the guru, if you're lucky enough to have a guru, do your service to guru. As you do your mantras, you know, as you do your prayers, as you do all that you do to get back with God, renounce. Only thing you should not be renouncing is your love of God. Don't renounce that. Just keep it flowing. Keep it flowing, because that means you love everything. You know, when you get into that state, and I'm sure you will get into it, you kind of get it. You know, it's like this awareness of this, when you get into the state of love that they call God, you know, or you know, God is love and all like that. When you get in that state, and who knows how long it will last until you become established in that, you get, oh man, wow, this is it. This is everything. This is it. Now I know what they mean by God is love. And you in this state, and it's just nothing negative comes in that state. Nothing, no divisions, nothing but the love itself. You know, and if you keep holding on to, when am I going to get it? You know, when is this plan going to come out? When are my mantras going to bear fruit? When are my chants going to bear fruit? When are my prayers going to bear fruit? Renounce it. Just keep at it, you know, and forget about when it's going to bear fruit. It's going to bear fruit. It has to bear fruit, because that's the law.
So you're saying it, but you're leaving it be.
Right.
Right. And he says, you're looking again on the very paragraph, Mama Naima, he says, it gives you the instruction. He says, be Muktananda. And earlier in the chapters, when he's talking about how he was impressed with Bhagavan Nityananda, he says, I am to be Nityananda. So I thought it was very instructive that he says that at the very end of that paragraph, where he says, be Muktananda.
Only then you become Muktananda, one who can enjoy everything. You know, I realized this, and going after a goal. You know, you say your goal, like Napoleon Hill says, say the goal in the morning, last thing at night when you're in this somnambulistic state, right? But if you say it 12 times during the day, there's no way that thing won't come to you. If you're holding on to it all the time, and if you say it 250 times a day, it'll almost be like you're manifesting it. You will see it come. You know, if you put massive action behind anything, you're going to see it come. But if you lose sleep at night waiting for this thing to happen, it's like you're postponing it. It's not that you really postpone it, but it's feeling like that. Whereas if you stay in and let it go, next thing you know, it's here. It's like, dang. You know, I asked God for this a minute ago, and here it is. I remember the first time, that wasn't the first time I went to Africa. Anyway, this trip I was going to Africa, and I'm like, I'm setting up my business on 125th Street, the storefronts and all like this. And I'm like, you know, I want to go to Africa, but then I had business and responsibility, right? And I said to God, God, look, if you want me to go to Africa, I put a daunting task before God to get the message, right? And I just simply let it go. And I felt like it was really something. If this is going to happen, God, you really telling me it's going to happen. Let me have a lawsuit that I've been waiting on to manifest come, right? Let that come and I get my money. Let me rent out, let me get the whole block of 125th Street between 5th and Madison. Let me have the sublease on the whole block. Let me rent out one of those storefronts. Let my partner, who I had a storefront in that same block, let him buy me out, right? And then there was this pretty girl that was in the group at that time. I said, who I didn't know, right? Let her ask me to come with her. Let her say, call me up and say, will you come with me to Africa? You know, now that's asking a lot, all right? That's asking a lot. I didn't even know the girl, right? So on one day, every one of these things happened. I got this much money in my house, right? In my apartment, right? And I had to audit. I said, like, God, I think you're trying to tell me to go to Africa. But the girl didn't call me. I mean, I got this stack of money like this. The girl didn't call me. It was 11 o'clock at night, or 11, probably 15. So at 11:20, guess who's on the phone? And guess what she's asking me? Will you come with me to Africa? Now, I could have held on to that thought. I could have been all like, she don't come, or she don't call, or, I mean, I got everything else. But in my, as I think about it in retrospect, I'm like, damn, that wasn't all that money that you got and all this other things that you got. Wasn't that a sign? Wasn't that really? But I had the audacity to say, God, this was the deal. She's supposed to call, and God's like, he just want to mess with me. It's like, okay, girl, call it, boy. And I guess like that. It's like, just do what you do and wait for the results. Just do what you do, wait for the results. So
cause and effect.
God wants you to go to Africa.
I think you made an excellent response to the fact that you brought this play or these illusions into manifestation.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, in other words, you indicated what it was with Siddhi Shakti, Kundalini, Shakti power at that particular time. You didn't know you were dealing with those concepts, but you've always had the Mukajumbi with you anyway. So you were just working it. And again, I think that that's in the heart of that paragraph. He is saying that be it. Be Muktananda, be Nityananda, be it. Be this, he's talking to Siddha Yoga students. I mean, the whole thing is, Siddha, here's some instructions, Siddha Yoga students. The whole thing is, the whole world is an illusion. He closes that paragraph. And then he goes into what is going to be the closing paragraph, which is, I think he does so very nicely on the importance of self-realization that you are that God, that you are that one that is in that play with Siddhi Shakti, Kundalini Shakti power, and that you are in that play intimately with power Shiva. Okay, I think he makes that point very excellently in closing it out, Mama Naima. So did those comments kind of?
Oh yeah, that helped a lot. Thank you so much.
Yes,
thank you, everyone.
Do I have your permission to proceed?
I just want to say one thing.
Okay, Babalaji.
The key here was renounce everything. Look, you ask God for this and let it go. Let's see what happens next. You ask for this, let it go. Let God do the work now. You planted the seed, get out of the way, let it grow.
Yeah.
That's what he means by when he says
Yeah. Let go. What do we say in the African American community? Let go and let God, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big saying in the church. Is that right there, Mo?
Mm-hmm. Let go and let God.
Let the church say, hey. Or John's thing, he wept.
Just for the listening audience, Baba Haskell mentioned the Mickey Jumi. For those who don't know, the Mickey Jumi is more powerful than the mojo. So if you get the mojo, the Mickey Jumi is more powerful than that. That's
my goodness.
So he says, the whole world is simply an illusion. From the point of view of ultimate reality, it is the play of Siddhi. The eternal and everlasting reality of Shiva pulsates throughout the entire universe. The Siddha student who knows that everything is the pure light of consciousness composed of the red, the white, the black, and the blue lights is himself or herself the very image of Sheti. He has completed his sadhana. He has achieved non-attachment to non-differentiation. That's a powerful line there. Renunciation in forms. He has heard, reflected on, and contemplated Mother Sheti and established her in his heart. The enlightened man who knows directly the divinity of the self and the absolute is a true Siddha student. He is blessed and worthy of being honored by the world. He has recognized his own self in the many different forms. He is no longer concerned with the body or anything else. He considers everything in the Shati Vilas, the play of the divine consciousness. Everything is Shati Vilas, the play of the divine consciousness. He is established in wisdom, ever free. He has found the divine joy of the absolute. Such a Siddha student is liberated while still in the body. The mother and father of such a one are also blessed. He lives with his family without being attached to them. He regards alike both praise and censure. I love that line. He regards alike. Babalaji, you will like that line too. He loves alike both praise and censure. And then we have, how many years is it from 1983 to now have we had praise and mostly censure? We had mostly praise, Mama Naima and Sister Kellyanne. We had mostly center and maybe an ounce of praise.
Right.
Baba Mutananda is saying that he enjoys both praise and center. Right?
Yes, can relate to that.
He accepts worldly pleasures when they come to him, but he is not attracted to sensuality. A person whose mind is free of desires and whose vision is filled with Shiti is liberated while still in the body. He does not see the universe as the universe, for he sees that it is solely the play of Shiti Shakti. He sees the light of Shiti Shakti and friends. I'm on the top of page 332.
232.
And friends
yes.
and enemies and all beings. He worshiped the whole universe as God. Such a one is liberated, and even while living in the world, such a one is liberated even while living in the world. He lives with everybody and yet is associated with nobody. He is dyed so deeply in the color of Shiti that no other color can affect him. He is drunk with his own self. He is in love with his own self. He is content with his own self. He is forever liberated while still in the body. Still in the body.
All right.
While still, he is liberated. He is forever liberated while still in the body.
Wow.
He leads his day-to-day life in the world normally, and even though he may appear agitated inside, he is supremely peaceful.
Yeah, I think Baba Lauji was trying to stop you there, beloved.
Oh, Lauji gonna close out?
No, I was going to ask Mama Naima, would she like to take on this? You smell like why he called on me now? Why?
Last two paragraphs, that's fine with me. I yield
Baba
to
Hannibal was doing so well.
my beloved sister Baba Lauji says I must yield to you, and I hear and obey.
Okay. Okay, so we're in the first paragraph,
He is
Page
never
272.
upset.
Okay. He is never upset.
Yeah.
He,
The second paragraph on page 232.
Oh, okay, all the way there. Okay. He is never upset by suffering, nor does he desire happiness. He never leaves the path of virtue. He never follows the path of evil. His mind is always filled with the vibrations of Chitti. He is profound, steadfast, pure, and detached. He is compassionate, loving, and gracious. Such a Siddha student is liberated while living in the world. He is not afraid of death, nor does he take much interest in life. For him, life and death are both the play of Chitti. He knows Chitti Shakti completely. He attains the full grace of Sri Guru Dev. Such an enlightened one is said to be liberated while still in the world. For him, there is no Maya and no body. The universe is the garden of Chitti. He knows that God is the individual soul as well as the world. Such an enlightened Siddha student finds full repose in the goddess Chitti. Born as a human being, he has done what he had to do. There is nothing else for him to accomplish, nothing else for him to attain. He has found all that he had to find. He has understood that which had to be understood, his own self. He has found Shiva within his own self. He is Vaikuntha, Kailas, Badrinath, Kashi. All holy places are where he is.
I've never been more convinced.
What'd you say?
Those last point where he's now defining who he is in the Sanskrit names.
The
last sentence.
Vaikuntha. Do you want to explain, or are you asking?
I want you to explain the concept behind each one of the names.
Vaikuntha is the heaven world of Lord Hari. Kailas is the heaven world of Lord Shiva. Badrinath, I'm not exactly sure where that's who is the Lord of that, and it might be a place in India, one of the holy places, and Kashi. But you know what? We can look that up right here in the glossary. I know they used to have a glossary right here. So
now that's a Kellyanne skill. She'll go right.
She sure does, don't she?
Yeah, right away.
Oh, she's doing it right away. That's why I think she's a throwback. I really do. Badrinath, right over here. Oh, maybe it'd be right. It might be here. I know back in the days it was a really, really extensive glossary. VAT.
Kashi is back there.
Kashi is back there? Kashi?
Kashi.
Kashi, yeah. The ancient name for the North Indian city.
Read it out loud.
The ancient name for the North Indian city of Varanasi, which is Benares, sacred to Lord Shiva, located on the banks of the river Ganges.
Really?
According to Hindu tradition, whoever dies in this city attains liberation.
Right. And a lot of people go there looking to attain liberation. I want to say this to anybody thinking that's how it goes. It doesn't go like that. And also they say also there's another city where people go to die. The name escapes me right now. It will come. You don't go there and think you lived a sinful life and you can go there and die and think you're going to attain liberation. It doesn't really work like that. It had another meaning, and that meaning escapes me right now also. But I was looking for Badrinath. Did you see that? Did anybody see that?
No, I didn't see it either.
Yeah,
where it should be, where it would be, is not there. Yeah.
I don't think. I think it's one of heaven world, and it could be another sacred place of the 108 sacred places in India. You know, which it'd be really nice if we went there. Greg, did you get your book yet?
Not yet.
Okay. And yeah. And it would really be nice if we did a pilgrimage, y'all, and we could invite other people to come with us to the 108 holy places in India while we're meeting all the other Siddha masters. That would be very interesting.
Yeah. You know, Baba, as she rounded out this chapter, even while Baba Hannibal was contributing his great emphasis on the text, if there was any doubt, all doubt fell away. If you know about me being a Siddha student, all that doubt has melted. The descriptions that this is actually what he spoke of is what my objective is, you know, and what I feel like I'm attaining as well. So I can embrace the Siddha within.
Yeah.
Can embrace it.
That was my sentiment, Brother Dayamu. When I said, wait a minute, man, as much as I was in the Kemetic, I said, this brother is teaching me the other side of what I need to know. That was exactly my sentiments.
You realize it's like we said in the beginning, you know, these systems were one system. They weren't like the world was.
Exactly. Exactly.
Initially, it came right out of the Wilkin, and our minds were so powerful at that time. We just had total recall of mind. It wasn't even written down until 250,000 years ago by Vyas. It wasn't written down, compiled, and arranged. We had the power of mind to remember everything. We had total recall of mind. It was just a natural quality of us. All this was one knowledge. Then it got broken up by crusaders doing this, that, and the other. The deeper I got into the Vedic scriptures, then I ran into Christ and Sanat Kumara and all the things that I thought was just, you know, indicative of the Vedic scriptures or what the English call Hinduism, which is not Hinduism at all. It's the Vedic knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you go and you deal with Buddha, this is what Buddha learned. Buddha was Indian. Buddha was an Indian. Look like kinky hair every statue I see, but whether it's kinky or straight, it makes no real difference. What the real deal is that he's dropping the knowledge. You know, he's talking about God within, you know, and usually the tradition was all kings became the God. Jesus was in the line of David. That's a royal line. Krishna was the prince. Balaram, his brother, was the king. You know, and they came from a royal line. Buddha is coming from a royal line. All these God beings were coming from royal lines, and they become the king, you know? And, you know, so as we do our study, what we're realizing is, you know, if you're born to be an avatar, you're not going to be poor. Or, you know, even though Jesus was born in the manger and all like that, you know, there's another part to that story too.
Sure.
They're running from someplace, you know, they're trying to flee from being killed, having Jesus killed. So what I like about what we're doing and what we will be doing here is we're gathering information. We're gathering it and we can, you know, synthesize and use it to go further, to go much further along. Like when we come to volume 19 on supply, they're saying, look, so many people, Napoleon Hill has his science of success. You got Tony Robbins, who of course is a grand master in the science of success. We got many people who are dropping the knowledge on the science of success. But what volume 19 is saying, what they're saying, ascended masters and gods are saying, they're saying, look, this science allows you to manifest like that because you get out of the picture. You plant the seed, and the seed is really loving your own mighty I am present, loving your own God self, your own Trinity. As Percival says, your thinker Noah, you being the doer, loving that, giving that love to that, and follow the rules. What's the rules? All the things that they say we should do in the scriptures. You know, those are the rules. All the things that the masters say that we should do. We do that, and we clear the way for our words and our thoughts to manifest just like that. And Thinking in Destiny by Howard Walden Percival, he talked about this guy that just tried to do and try. No, that was Napoleon Hill. He kept going digging for this gold mine, and he gave up.
What is it? Stopped about 10
Yeah,
feet from where the vein was.
Yeah, and he sold that mine to a guy that thought, I think there's gold there.
Right.
In Thinking of Destiny, he's saying the same thing. A similar story where they stop before they were able to complete. And this is where the renunciation comes in. Just keep going, never stop. Just keep going. Then you'll have that person that's they were on the path, let's say they're Christian, then they go to Islam, and then they don't get nothing from Islam, so then they go to Buddhism. And I've seen people do this, people do this. Then they're not getting up, and they're just going around and around in a circle. Stop thinking that this is better and that is better. This is the knowledge of God is all the same, and people start playing politics with God. Do what you do and be patient for the results. Renounce the results. Just be patient. Just keep doing the actions and be patient. It's going to come to you. And it don't matter if whatever you want to call how you go up to God. It's like going up any mountain. It doesn't matter how you pick. Some paths may be more difficult than others, but when you get to the top of the mountain, you're at the top. You're there. Journey is accomplished. And it's the same thing with this. Stay on one path. Stay on one path. If you're wise enough to understand multiple paths and how they really are one, if you got that, go for it. Stay on one thing. You will get there. Don't diverge.
Right. All paths leads back to source.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's
47. It's the omniverse.
It's omniverse.
Okay.
Yeah, the omniscience of the omniverse.
Something is compelling me to just speak on this this thing that comes out of science, but it's dealing with a God and how the universe started, right? And they were talking about this guy. He was to South America. He just got married. He's an archaeologist, or I think it was archaeologist. I'm not exactly sure. And he's there with his wife. He's on a honeymoon. He's going down to Ecuador. And there is this building there, or this structure. It's like red stone, it was. And one of the shamans was telling them, the gods came out of there. The gods came out of that place. And they would come out periodically, right? And but this is a mantra of how you could get into that place. And he said, but you just got to be careful. Some people went in and never came out. So his wife is about 50 yards away from him. He's standing in front of this look like a door structure. And as we move in this presentation, we'll be able to show pictures of these things. Just bring them right up. And so he starts saying the mantra. Next thing he knows, he disappears from view of his wife and everybody that's around. He's now inside that structure. And I'm mentioning this because the scientists said this universe started with a big bang, right? And so he gets in there. Everything is white. The floor is white, but he doesn't see a structure as a floor. The ceiling's white. All the sides are white. He's in a white environment and don't know where he's at. And he starts saying, where am I? Where am I? Where am I? And a being said to him, who are you? And he told him who he was. And he says, where am I? Where am I? He says, where do you come from? He says, I'm from Earth, right? And the guy goes, oh, okay. And he starts telling him the story. He says, you know what? Your universe, not your world, your universe was an experiment of our universe that went wrong. Something like CERN, right? And it was a big explosion. And then your universe came into being. So as we hear all these different stories, and I'm mentioning this story, as we hear all these different stories about God and the universe and this, that, and the other, nice to read them. Mm-hmm. I'm saying this to say this. We can read, study, but it's not that we know something. We know what we read in that book. We weren't back in the beginning of time to see the Big Bang. I didn't believe in the Big Bang initially, But when I heard this story, I was like, wow. Because I was saying to myself, how could they know it was a Big Bang? How they know there was a sound? Because they're saying that the sound is still going on. The
They
sound,
don't say that no more. They say we were wrong.
they said we were wrong.
They have admitted, brother, after the James W. Webb telescope went to the edge of our system and into interstellar space and took pictures and found that there were trillions of more galaxies shaped and had to have been shaped and formed prior to 13.8 billion years ago. All of the top scientists of CERN, the quantum physicists, you got to get into Michael Kachi. I mean, because he goes into
Right.
and Babalawji about the moon. I was sharing that in one of my comments with you. He has the whole space science, global space science agencies and all of them, and now turning their attention to a hypothesis that you were, sharing with us in our talks in the 90s. But the entire 13.8 billion years, and there are moon, you remember we were saying that in the Crest Unity Center lectures, that's just a theory.
Right.
That when
It
we
is a
look
theory.
at what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says in the very first lesson in the Nation of Islam, is that in the beginning there were no beginnings, right? I mean, that is the very first statement when you became an initiate in the Nation of Islam, and then you went through English lesson. But when you got your lesson, it was a wonderful picture on it where the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said what Master Fard Muhammad taught him, that in the beginning there were no beginnings. And now the physicists are talking about the OMNI, OMNI dash multiverses with the S.
Right.
They're not just saying like Marvel Universal Studio, the Omniverse, I mean, or the multiverse. They are now talking the latest of, that's why I said tune into Brian, Green and his forum, and Ted and Dare Moon will be able to help you. I mean, Dare Moon, I believe you're going to really enjoy their approach with Green, with the World Science Festival, because he has the screens and everything set up, and he has the top physicists from CERN, NASA, Caltech, the latest information, and all their presentations. It's just like the way you set it up. Soon as he calls on that panelist, their presentation is presented with the latest information they did in string, or the latest information did in parallel universes, the stuff that you were talking about, the colliding of the atoms, and then they saw instantaneously that it's the whole infinity of life that just vanished back, but they caught it and recognized that there were structures within the structures of the molecules, right? And they and concluded that there couldn't be an end to any of this. So they are now recognizing that what is in the Vedas and what is in the Kemetic system is correct.
Mm.
And they gradually, Babalawji, they are gradually conceding. And now that they're discovering that we are, what you just said to the panel, we were the Kamite folks, and like Ivan Van Sertima pointed out, after we came out of the highlands of the mountains of the moon and the highlands of Apta, Ethiopia won, and we was teaching that when we was going to do the Manhattan Cable thing with Sheikh Omar with the spiritual warriors or healers. And then the family decided not to give us that forum, but that's what you and I was talking about, Ethiopia 1 and 2. And Ivan Van Sertima did that whole thing with his book Egypt Revisited, and went global. I mean, that it all started, and he uses a timeline of like 4 million years or before the present time, right? And then, of course, Lucy kicks in, and Moon, when we was doing the Crest Unity Center talk, you had found some specimens of the hominids that was older than Lucy.
Yeah, older than Lucy,
Yeah,
yes.
that's older than Lucy, and Lucy is dated to be 3.2 million, right? And already in the picture, Lucy, she transmits the whole consciousness to Lucy, and then everything go fast forward. But what Moon and I was talking about when we were saying that 13.8 thing was just a hypothesis. The very next year in 2022, they had completed the James Webb Space Telescope, and now they realize that hypothesis has gone bye-bye. And so the timelines that we're going to be discovering, that Ivan Van Sertima has laid down, with that was us who went into India and set up that whole civilization in the Indus Valley and the northern part of the of the Asian continent, and all throughout all of those interrelated land masses of Thailand, of Tibet, of Myanmar, of Laos, of Cambodia, of Japan, of North Korea, South Korea. All of that was all connected all the way out to the Polynesian islands that we now know encompass all of Lemuria, right? And then they have caught up with Saint Germain to show that, yes, Atlantis itself, the city that Plato and Solon taught Plato was designed, those concentric circles, that was in exactly where Saint Germain said it was in, and Unveiled Mysteries. He said the ocean, they have discovered the ocean that Godfrey Ray King laid down in Unveiled Mysteries that was under the Sahara. They have now found it. They have now found the skeleton bones of the whales and everything that was in there. And Saint Germain said that those colonies of the Cape Verdean Islands were like, like like in South America, it was land masses under the Atlanteans or the Lemurians supervision. But that the city itself, Saint Germain, outlines in Godfrey Ray where you talk about Saint Germain, rain from there, from Atlantis, all the way to the other end of the Himalayas. And for those of you who don't have Unveiled Mysteries, it's between pages, you start on what? I think page 70, where you start talking about his domain when he was there, Babalaji.
Divine Ruler.
Yeah, all the way up, I think, to 89. Pages 89, where it takes Godfrey Ray King on that astral journey, where he unveils all of this and what happened under his leadership. And that, my daughter, Sherazade, in the paper that we're working on, Sister Naima, that talks about it, she uses all of Saint Germain's quotes of how we was in that state of perfection, and we chose to come to a lesser state, right? And he said it was a choice that we made to experiment in what is it like not existing in a state of perfection, that we even played with that aspect of it. And he lays it out brilliantly to Godfrey Ray King and Unveiled Mysteries. Babalaji, that was one of the greatest courses you introduced us to. I want you to know, brother, that I got so much mileage out of that Unveiled Mystery thing, and so did Shahrazad, that we still. So we're looking forward to volume 19, brother. Very, very, very.
Indeed. I'm actually taking one of my clients through Unveiled Mysteries right now, and he's fascinated with it. So yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
So next week, Brother Diamond,
you assigned me the next week.
Yeah, yes. He has it. I'm after him.
So let me change
chapter 38.
Yeah.
I think it the other way then.
Yeah. My assignment is Pretense of Meditation, chapter 37.
And I'll be doing the secret to
renunciation. Is
renunciation.
next, right?
Secret to renunciation.
Because as soon as a pretense of meditation, and after this, you got Baba Hannibal.
I got chapter 37 coming up for Sunday. This upcoming Sunday, pretense of meditation.
Okay, let me change it.
Which is page. It starts on page 233.
All right, and because I wrote names on them just so I didn't get confused. So we must have changed it. We must have said started out with him and then went to you. So you got the chapter after that, brother?
Yes, I have chapter 38, the secret to renunciation.
Okay, all right, right.
So you know that that's going to be a back-to-back explosion, right? Between me and Diamond.
Father then son, I'm just saying.
Y'all should have your popcorn ready.
So we coming to the end, and so why don't we assign these chapters, because we're almost at the end. And so anyone who wants to join us and join our little group, next book that we're going to be studying is volume 19 of the I Am Presence of Saint Germain's volume 20. This is a volume 19 we're going to be studying. So
yeah, and leave a comment, for all the YouTube audience, leave a comment expressing that you would be interested in joining us on the panel, and Baba Lauji can get back with you at that point.
And Sister Naima, Mother Naima, what about of love?
That's my chapter.
Wonderful.
You didn't assign it, but yeah.
I thought so.
So, Naima, what's your chapter?
39, The Path of Love.
All right. That sounds like your chapter.
Yep.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
The Path of Love.
That's going to be like one of the last 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
Baba Diamon's chapter is very long too.
Yeah.
The renunciation. See, Muktananda must have known we would be confused about that. Because I certainly was. So I need that whole 20 pages or so of explanation.
But it means you're going to get a lot of illumination because of Diamun.
Yeah.
He may come loaded with illustrations.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
So if it'd be a good idea. It's being that we're going on live now. As you read these chapters, as we all read these chapters, I advise you to get the book, Greg. It's been 3 weeks or 4 weeks now. Nonetheless, the book don't cost that much. Get the book. You can go to Barnes & Noble and probably get this book or order it and have them, have it there. Because I know me and you have got the same challenge with the technology. But if we read these chapters before we came here, and there'll be powerful questions that we'll have or insights that we'll have as we're reading them, which will then give the audience more to get out of it. And we'll get better as we go. This is just the first time we came on. And what I noticed as, doing this was that it's a little different, a little bit more easy when we're just among ourselves, as we know someone. Now we got an eye watching us. We got an audience, that we don't know who they are watching us, thinking, do these Negroes know anything? Or they just know nothing. We just coming here trying to learn. And we're inviting you all to come learn with us. And anybody that might be hearing this that is from City Yoga and have studied with Baba and who would like to come and join in, I gave you my number in the beginning of the show. And I'll give it again. It's 470-775-6998. You can call me and I'll give you the link, and you can skip up to the hip hop and continue next week. We're on from between 10 o'clock to 12. And
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time. And we always go over, and we're going to try and work with that.
Yes.
Anyway, So I'd like to say, my brothers and sisters, Sagurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Now end your streaming, Baba.
And always special
And
shout
over
outs to our mother goddesses, sisters, Naima.
Maybe go to the more button again and then hit end streaming.
you'll really see how behind I am in streaming. Oh, and I would like to tell everybody who's listening, the purest women in America are in this group. I'm telling you that because I know it for sure. And if you doubt me, come to the group and then see. All right. And if you're one of those pure women that's outside this group, well, you need to come here and get home so you could be among your own. Anyway, so now I'm on live stream, clicking live stream, and it changes. It changes. All right, getting into there. Could it be this? Pause recording.
No, that well, you want to do that too, but that's not gonna end the live stream. Look up the top at the top of your.
Yeah, it
is. That stop the recording. We're still live. We're still streaming.
Okay. So we got 5.
Look at the top of the window. I have to do it. I have to do this so I can be back acclimated to it. But maybe up there at the top where it says streaming, live streaming. Does it say something like that, or have YouTube up there right by this shield? You see a green shield?
Yeah.
Is it anywhere up there by the green shield where it might be letting you know that you're still streaming?
The content of this meeting is being sent to YouTube